blah.
Let's go and let's welcome in our guy up there in New England, in Foxborough now. It's Mike Giardi. Nice blazer. Good. This is
Thank you very much. But I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the Nate Burleson T-shirt memo because it would be a lot more comfortable in a T-shirt right now.
None of us did.
Everybody's dirty Vancing. All right. Shout out to Vance McDonald.
Dirty Vancing. All right, we got to talk about these Pats. They're taking on the Colts. They're at home. How are they making sure that they're prepared physically on a short week?
By doing absolutely nothing. They didn't practice on Monday. Yesterday was essentially a walkthrough. There'll be another walkthrough today. It's largely a mental week. Tom Brady talked about, he said, especially for someone who's been in the game as long as he has, you're just studying tape, you're studying tendencies, and you're doing whatever you can physically to get your body right. That means the cold tub. That means the hot tub. That means massages. And it also means Pedialyte. I haven't seen this much Pedialyte in years. Maybe when I was like 25 and I decided I could drink a half a bottle of Southern Comfort. That's how much Pedialyte is going around the room right now. It's in every locker. Guys are pounding it. So, I mean, this is the way they try to recover. I mean, we know the short week is very difficult on these guys. The Patriots are really proud of how physical they played the Miami Dolphins, and now they're going to have to turn around and do it all over again against the Colts.
SoCo, Giardi?
Mm-hmm. And I will never drink it again.
Didn't see
never,
that
ever. I can't even smell it anymore.
Pedialyte is the key. We'll talk more keys for the Patriots after this. Giardi, we love you. We'll talk to you in a bit, but let's check in on the Indianapolis Colts. They have some unfinished business against the Patriots, so for more, let's send it over to our guy Randy Moss. He is in Indianapolis.
The rivalry between the Colts and the Patriots was sharpened a decade and a half ago by those epic battles between Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Perhaps it ebbed a bit with the departure of Manning, but when Josh McDaniels snubbed the Colts in February, Colts general manager Chris Ballard memorably declared the rivalry is back on. Andrew Luck told the media Tuesday he has no personal relationship with Brady, but admires him very much and has heard firsthand what a Patriots game means to Colts fans and now perhaps his GM. Asked if he knew just how much Colts fans hate the Patriots, Luck said, hate is a strong word. They share their disfavor. Luck said that in his younger days he watched many of those Colts-Patriots games and has an appreciation for the history involved, and he's been a part of that history also, although in an unfavorable way he admits he's thought about in recent days. Luck is 0-5 against the Patriots. I've come up on the short end, Luck admits, but I'd like to flip that story.
We'll see how they can do that. A couple of guys injured in this one. We'll keep you guys in the loop on everything ahead of Thursday Night Football. But the Pats have dominated Indy. 7 straight wins against the Colts, including 2 in the postseason. So what does Indy have to do? What does Luck have to do? Reich, all of them, to pull off an upset tomorrow night, Kyle.
They got to out-Patriot the Patriots, and they got to introduce the world to a guy named Nyheim Hines, who really seems like he could be a Patriot because he does it all, mid-round draft pick. We love him, and you probably heard a lot about him this week with fantasy talk, with waivers. Who is this Nyheim Hines? Nyheim Hines is a 4th-round pick, a rookie out of NC State, big-time track star in college, 3rd in the ACC in the 100 meters, also ran the fastest 40 time of any running back at the Combine, 4.38. Came out as a rookie and was wearing number 42, and Tariq Cohen, among others, said, dude, you got to get rid of that 40s number. He switches to Frank Gore's 21, the original 21, really, and then last week has the breakout game. He only has 4 carries, but he has 9 catches from Andrew Luck for 2 touchdowns on 11 targets, sort of doing a little bit of a James White impression, out of the backfield, all over. And personality-wise, you're going to be seeing a lot of him tomorrow. Not verified on Twitter. One of these guys who's the bad boy, not verified. Loves the Fortnite, won't believe that. Loves the anime, won't believe that. But what we love about him is we met him before the draft, and he is a salesman. He will tell you what he can do, how he can do it, and what price he can do it at. Sharks, I introduced to you tonight, Nyheim Hines.
Everybody talks about versatility, but not everybody does what I do. I did returns. I played running back, and I played receiver. I caught 70 balls in the slot. No other running back did that in this draft class. The fastest running back in the draft class. So I think that's enough to say. And also, I mean, I save cap space. You can get 2 or 3 guys that can do returns, play receiver, and play running back, but I can do all 3, so why spend my extra money?
This guy's got to play.
He's got to play.
Drop the mic.
I'm in.
We all loved him. Gore wore 23 on the Colts, but Bob Sanders wore 21. That's the guy they're going to get the ball to him a lot. Nyheim Hines, possible breakout night. They need him to beat the Pats.
Great night, week 4.
That's good stuff, man. I love Nyheim Hines. I love that he's so logical about why he should be selected.
Facts.
He's balling out on it, just spitting straight facts. All right, for me, I'm looking at Andrew Luck, and Randy Moss, he put it so clearly. Andrew Luck is 0-5, including the playoffs, versus Tom Brady. And that takes me back to me and my brothers. You know, everybody knows I grew up in a household of 4 boys, extremely competitive. My older brother, Kevin, he's the hooper. So I played football, basketball, and track. And when basketball season came around, I was like, this year, I'm going to work on my jumper. I'm going to work on my game. I'm finally going to beat my older brother.
Okay.
Year after year after year, he beat me. As I got older, I said, okay, I understand the game. I understand his weaknesses. I understand my weaknesses. I know that I'm getting stronger in certain areas. I'm going to beat him. As I got older, I didn't beat him. I'm 37. Basically, the point of the story,
happened, buddy.
I never beat him.
Never happened, huh?
It never happened. Now, Andrew Luck, he says that he understands the history of the Colts versus the Patriots. And being that he's 0-5, and it's not just that he's 0-5, he's thrown 10 interceptions in those 5 games. And that, for me, concerns me because it's almost a little brother mindset. And I know you're sitting at home saying, Nate, it's sports. These guys get paid to do a job, and every man puts on this.
No, you're on it, Nate.
If he hasn't beaten him, he hasn't beaten him.
And that's right. And Trey, as much as I would like to say, we go into each game not thinking about the past, but I have to be honest, as a professional athlete, oftentimes you'll go into a stadium or play against a certain player, and you know, like, damn, history isn't on my side. And I'm fighting an uphill battle. Not just the guys on the sideline, but I'm fighting the man in the mirror. This is going to be a tough one. So I'm not saying he's already beat going in because Andrew Luck is a competitor. But it's not just the Patriots. It's not just Tom Brady. It's also history that he's fighting with. Andrew Luck, toss the nerves aside. Don't think about the past. Don't think about what has happened. And you have to take care of the ball. With T.Y. Hilton being banged up, you have to take care of that rock. You can't throw interceptions if you want to win this game.
I think straight up, if you look at the two teams, the game's in Fox, like, the Patriots are going to win, right? You look at it, you say, okay.
Huge favorites.
Yeah, huge favorites.
Huge.
You got Gronk, you got Edelman coming back. So I think the Colts need to look at this and say, we have nothing to lose.
Okay.
We have this long history of always losing to the Patriots and Tom Brady. Fine, that's one thing. Then we've got this thing where we're a 1-3 team. We're playing with house money. No one expects anything out of us. Wait a second. We're on national TV the only time this year. Let's give a shot here. We're going into their building. We could spoil their season and just play loosey-goosey. Last week they were down 28-10, came all the way back, and then in the fourth quarter had to make a decision with less than a minute left. It's 4th and 4 on our own 43. What are we going to do? Frank Reich says, instead of playing for a tie, let's play for the win. They don't get it. The next play, there's a big conversion. They lose, and everyone's crushing Reich. I liked it. I liked it. I thought internally, you got to play that way. And this game, I think the same thing. And I go back to a play that was also roundly criticized. Week 6, a Sunday night game, 2015. The Colts are down 27-21 late in the third quarter. They're still in this game. And they obviously are thinking, okay, we're down 6 points. What are we going to do? They end up doing a fake punt to Colt Anderson. It was that weird one where Pat McAfee takes the ball.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
The worst play of all
Here it is. This is it. This is what they run. It's considered the worst play in NFL history.
It really is.
It was bad,
was apoplectic on the call.
This is considered one of the worst plays of all time.
You're right.
They're down 6 points. All right, but you're playing the Patriots, who are a Super Bowl contender, and we're coming off it. Sometimes you gotta try. I didn't mind this one either. It wasn't executed perfectly. Whatever it was, wasn't McAfee. It was okay, fine, whatever. That happens. All right.
Collinsworth goes, what was the play?
Collinsworth and Michaels clobber it. It was an erred play. But you know what? They went for it.
Okay.
And if they converted that, we're still talking about it today. Oh, the ball's on Chuck Pagano. Amazing play here. Oh, the courage.
Yeah.
You got to play that way against the Patriots. You're underdogs. You're on the road. It's Thursday night. The whole country watching. Do something special. Just play loosey-goosey. You got nothing to lose.
Loosey-goosey.
Intelligent risk, though. Intelligent risk, though. You know what I'm saying? Straight. I get what you're saying, bro, but when they don't
I'm
work.
not here for conservative risks. I don't think those
but when they
exist.
don't work, you seem idiotic. And I'm not taking a shot at any coach because the players are responsible too. But when things don't work, we're all money more to quarterbacks. So like, what? You don't want to say what was that? What
would you say if the Philly special didn't work?
It was an intelligent risk, though, because it was
Fourth
the
and
perfect.
1 and halftime. You got to try.
I get it.
You got to try.
But they have to be perfectly executed. Is what
They got to
I'm
do
saying.
better than that.
That's what I'm
that play we remember. We got. I love that they called it. Now they got to execute. I still don't know what they were trying with that.
I don't either.
Do?
There's
I don't
great
think
trick
they do.
plays and there's dumb trick plays. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Shrek.
There was a failed
agree.
fourth down they went for last week. You liked that?
Yeah.
You
I
liked
loved
that?
it. I just said it. The 4th and 4 on their own 4. If they tie, they're 1-2-1, and it's kind of win. Go for it.
In the locker room.
I like to choose. So the thing I'm looking at, I love that you're saying it's the whole primetime thing. The Patriots have 4 primetime games in the next 5 games. What?
Oh,
That's crazy. The only one isn't in the middle when they have to take on Chicago, which is going to be a tough matchup as well. Go there. They're the Patriots. Go knock them out. And the way to do it is to forget about the on the road issues that Luck clearly has had starting the season, to forget about the fact that the Patriots are 8-2 at Gillette when facing those Colts. Instead, just finish the job. Forget about everything else. This is a fake bad team.
Okay, talk about it.
Just like Kyle talks about. This is a team that is losing games by minimal margins. You mentioned that fourth down. They could have won that, but week 1 against the Bengals, they were down 4 with less than 30 seconds left, driving to win. Jack Doyle fumbles it, and they lose. Week 3 against the Eagles, they had the lead with less than 4 minutes to go. They could not finish that job because Wendell Smallwood punched it in for the game winner late in the fourth quarter. They beat a good Redskins team with the #1 defense in the National Football League late in the fourth. It went down to the wire. To me, it's like learn how to finish. They lost by 3 points. They lost by 4 points. Make that little thing happen. And if it's a risky play, I'm all here for it.
Go for it, right?
That might be what it takes.
Sure. They were down 28-10 last week against the Texans. They came all the way back. They've got it.
Yeah.
They've got a good team. They just got to win games.
Fake bad team. That's what you call it, right?
Yeah. The image of this team is Andrew Luck punching the ground at the end of that Eagles game because they couldn't finish the last play. I think they are fake bad. They're my favorite 1-3 team in the league by far.
Now they've got a national audience on Thursday Night Football because it is a classic AFC rivalry taking center stage on Thursday night. Andy Luck and the Colts taking on Tom Brady and those Patriots. It's Colts Patriots when it's on.
It's on!
Wow, Kyle. Thursday Night Football tomorrow at 8 on NFL Network, on Fox, and streaming on Prime Video. Elsewhere in the AFC, hardly a day goes by without the topic of Le'Veon Bell's absence from the Steelers. So here's Mike Tomlin on where things stand.
I have not talked to Le'Veon, and I really have no Le'Veon update. Like I've said repeatedly, it's the best approach for us to stay focused on the guys that are here and working and cross that bridge when we come to it. Nothing's changed from my perspective in that regard.
So no update there from Coach Tomlin. Le'Veon Bell had this to say according to ESPN, quote, "I miss football. When I do get back, I plan to give it my all. I still do want to go out there and win a Super Bowl with the Steelers," end quote. So guys, if you were a Steeler and you're in that locker room, what is the reception like when, hopefully when, not if, Le'Veon Bell returns? Open arms, welcome wagon?
Yeah, no, I feel like it's going to be open arms because it's business as usual. I mean, they want one of their best players on the field because having Le'Veon Bell in a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey, it makes this team instantly better, makes this offense extremely productive. I'm not necessarily worried about what happens in the locker room because, guys forgive and forget very quickly when it comes to winning games and making money. And everybody makes money if Le'Veon is making plays. But I'll just say this. His impact on the field, it's not about the team energy and, what they're going to feel like when on the field. It's his effect on the passing game. The impact he has on Antonio Brown. We're not even mentioning AB's name, and he's the best receiver in the game. When Le'Veon comes back, if he does, you'll see the reemergence of Antonio Brown in that passing game.
The teammates receiving Le'Veon Bell is one thing. How did Le'Veon Bell receive them? They came out publicly and sided with management. Ooh. Their offensive line said, "You make 7 times more than us." If I'm Le'Veon Bell and I come back to this team, I'm looking for some sort of address from those guys to me. I don't think Le'Veon Bell owes those guys anything. He was fighting for the in a labor situation, he was siding on one side and they sided with management. To me, I'm not a union guy per se, but I think that was crossing the line on their end. They sided with management and the owner. Let's see in a couple years when the labor deal is up who they side with, Le'Veon Bell and the players, or if they're going to say, "Hey, way to go, offensive line. You guys had our back. Let's take care." It doesn't work like that in the NFL.
Good point, bro.
So if I'm Le'Veon Bell, I'm looking at them and saying, "You're 1-2-1, whatever your record is, and you know what? You sided with the owner over me. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it."
I'm interested to see how he shows up. The idea that he's going to show up and get 20 carries, 25. I think it's fascinating he's going to show up during the bye week, and it's smart. How do we know he's not going to show up with some sort of tight hamstring or a little sore shoulder? I'm not quite ready yet. I'm here, but I just need to hit the ice bath a little bit, just need a little bit of time. If he shows up and says, "I'm here, I'm ready, give me 25 carries, I'm going to rescue you," that will get the locker room. I want to see how he shows up between the ears.
It can't be open arms. It's got to be like, okay, he's back, business as usual, and then once they get their first win, then I think everything is all said and done.
After the win.
If he plays well,
when it solves everything.
I don't think they're going to be like, "Welcome back, we love you," on both sides, and then I feel like winning makes everybody happy.
I feel like it's one of those arguments you have with your spouse, and neither side wants to admit they're wrong. And you walk in the bedroom and you look at each other, and you should be talking about it. What just happened downstairs? Why are we so mad? But both sides are silent. I think it's like that. Like they literally don't talk to each other.
Well,
It's like
it's
whatever.
weird is that the players spoke out publicly. That's what I've never seen. They spoke out against him publicly before the season started. That's where it gets a little weird. We've seen holdouts.
I know, but I think from the players' perspective, they're saying, you're holding out against us publicly.
Of course.
The world is watching you sit at home while I'm here busting my bleep every day. Like, I'm going through training camp. The worst part of my year, like the whole year. Family, friends, football. Training camp is the worst part. I'm exhausted, bleeding, sweating, crying, and you're sitting at home. That's why the players are frustrated, and that's why they spoke out. But I do feel you, though, when it comes to the money and management and your teammate. Le'Veon's saying, bro, I'm your teammate. Don't side with the other. Yeah.
I also know how much pressure those offensive linemen and company were getting from their coaches and stuff to sort of get that going, to maybe get Lev back in to the locker room, but he's not there yet. We'll see how that shakes out for the Steelers, who badly need a win here in Week 5. Coming up next on Good Morning Football, Kittle making plays Week 4 with C.J. Beathard. It wasn't enough to come out on top, but Niners were actually very impressive last week, Triggs.
Gave them everything they could do, and then, you know what? They didn't come up enough in the end.
We'll let you know the other teams that need wins in Week 5. Plus, this team definitely needs a win. Big Blue being a big bust so far this year. Can they get a win over Carolina this weekend? Carolina and Cam fresh off a bye. Let's go to J School after this.
J School?
I like that.
Not math school, so I like it.
Kittle Rascal.
Good morning.